Hey, it's Coco, your client centricity coach, and I have the opportunity to go live with you tonight. I know some of y'all are up, so we're gonna be up. We're gonna talk tonight, okay? The thing is that I want to talk about tonight, let's talk about, are you clocking the clock out? Okay, there's a shift happening in the beauty industry right now. The quick money chasers, the hustlers, the ones who got into this industry 5 years ago because it was an easy way to make some money from home without having to go and expose themselves to what was going on 5 years ago. Those people that started just to make some money, they didn't have a passion. They lack professionalism. They lack customer service. They lack customer care. Those people are actually headed back to 9 to 5 right now. Yeah, it's a mass exodus of all of those people who just was doing it to make some money because business is slow right now. Business is slow for them right now. And because business is slow, they're on to the next hustle. And we all know that the beauty industry actually has a low point of entry because in a lot of with a couple of the services that you can offer, you don't have to be licensed to offer them. Like in particular as a hairstylist, if you're doing natural hair or what's considered natural hair, you don't have to be licensed to do that. So it was very low point of entry. What was something that 5 years ago that was good to do, that was easy to do? You could easily braid hair. You can easily do sew-ins, and you were doing it at the house. And what was going on 5 years ago, people wanted to be in and out. They did not want to be there all day. They wanted it to be something quick and easy that they could do. So they were doing hair from home. And when clients was coming to people's houses, they weren't getting their hair shampooed. They weren't getting it conditioned. So they were going to the hairstylist home with their hair already shampooed and conditioned. But the reason why they were going to people's houses to get their hair done is because they didn't want to be in an open floor plan salon where it's 8 stylists in there. So it's 8 stylists and then it's 8 clients in there. And that would have exposed them to too much. So they wanted something that was more one-on-one, individualized experience. It wasn't a whole lot of people. Like you knew who was in that particular space. So in my opinion, that's where Come Shampooed came from. Because that wasn't a thing. That was okay, it was a thing for some hairstylists, but it was not a major thing across the board. But after everything reopened, we ended up, people continued that. Even once they moved into a salon or a salon suite, they continued come in shampooed. Because people accepted the minimum during that time, the minimum continued. So now those people, hey, thank you for these likes and thank you for these likes and thank you for these gifts. Go ahead and make sure if you're enjoying what you go ahead and double tap the screen. Okay, double, yeah, give me some hearts, give me some likes. So 5 years ago, like I said, people were just doing the minimum just to get their hair done. But that continued once everything reopened. But those people, they already had a clientele that were accepting them as they were. Those hairstylists that didn't have professionalism, didn't have customer service skills, that was just doing hair, they were able to transition into a salon space and people just continued accepting that. Well, now they are in a space where business is slow. So with business being slow, people are no longer accepting that. With business being slow, they're like, hey, I got to find another way to make some money because people aren't coming in to get my $500 hair service with my $2 customer service or with a $2 experience. So those hairstylists are shifting out of the industry. And this is the time that this slow season that they're in is exposing who was really built to last in the beauty industry and who were just here for a hustle. So we're gonna discuss the details of this, y'all. We're gonna really get into this. So like I said, there's a shift that's going on in the beauty industry right now. Thank y'all for joining. Make sure you come in, tap the screen. Let me know where you're joining from too. My name is Coco. I'm a client centricity coach. I help experienced hairstylists increase their client retention rate without hustling. Okay, we are not into hustle culture. And like I said, right now there is a mass exodus of those hairstylists who just came into the industry that were just here just to hustle. They are leaving. They're going back to get 9 to 5s. Okay. And if you join, make sure you just show me some love. Hit the screen, tap the screen. And there are several other factors are um, that are contributing to this shift of there are several other factors. This is one of my first time going live, so I'm like, what is this going across the screen? Don't worry about it. There are several other factors that are contributing to this shift of people going back and getting a 9 to 5. And one of them is evolving client preferences. Okay, so clients are opting out of their low maintenance hairstyling. And some clients are reducing the amount of times that they go to the salon or they visit their hairstylist, and that is changing hairstylist income. That is drastically reducing hairstylist income, because if you have if you have a client as a hairstylist, if you have a client that usually comes in every 10 days, let's say, so they're coming in about 3 times a month, and they scale back to only twice a month, or they scale back to only once a month, that drastically affects your income, especially if your service, let's say your service is $100. Let's say your service is $250. If they're coming 3 times out the month, that's $750. But if they decide to come only once a month and get a service that's going to last them for a month, month and a half, that has drastically reduced your income. You're going from $750 to just $500. That is wild. But that will cause those who are just here for the money, that will cause them to start shaking in their boots. Their nervous system will start to crack. Whereas those hairstylists who are built to be here, those people who are hairstylists and they don't just do hair, they will look and see what the shift is. They might actually call the client and say, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. I just want to call and check on you, make sure everything's all right. And when they make that phone call, then they'll find out what's going on. They're emotionally stable enough and emotionally mature enough to pick up the phone and call the client and ask what's going on, versus getting online and saying, well, these people, they just broke. They don't even want to come get their hair done anymore. They just broke. When you do that, you're making assumptions. And you know what happens when you make assumptions? In the refrigerator. You know what happens when you make assumptions? Yes. So, evolving client preferences. And just like I said earlier, clients are no longer accepting trash. Clients are no longer accepting trash service. You have to. I didn't mean to like my own live, but I'm glad I did. Y'all make sure you tap the screen. If you're enjoying this conversation, be sure to drop some comments, drop some questions in the comment section. Let me know where you're checking in from, what state, what city you're checking in from. So, like I said earlier, with clients evolving preferences, that means that they are no longer accepting bare minimum when it comes to their services. They're not going to keep paying people to mistreat them, to talk to them crazy. They're not going to keep paying to be counseled on. I have heard so many horror stories of people going or setting up an appointment with somebody. The person is either late or like they're running behind, or either they call them last minute and say, hey, when they get the hey boo text. They are no longer accepting the Hey Boo text. And the Hey Boo text is like, hey boo, listen, I am going to need to reschedule you. Listen, I'm going to need to cancel your appointment for today. Listen, something came up. Can I push you back to 4 o'clock? When the appointment was at 10? Like, the overbooking, the under delivering, the people are no longer accepting that. Period, point blank. So if you're somebody who does hair, who is into overbooking yourself and under delivering services, you're probably somebody who is looking for a 9 to 5 right now. But if you're a hairstylist who does not overbook, who takes your client feelings and life and time into consideration and call way ahead of time if there's a change, or compensate them for having to adjust their appointment, absolutely you're going to have clients who are loyal to you, because when you take care of your clients will take care of you. When you take care of your clients, they will understand when life happens. There have been times where I have gotten sick and I had to reschedule an entire week of appointments. But because I take my clients into consideration, and I will work with them, if I cancel on a client, or I have to cancel the appointment or reschedule the appointment, sometimes I will actually go in and work on a day that I normally wouldn't work because I inconvenience them. And because I do things like that to compensate them for their time, they gladly come back to me. They gladly refer friends to me. They gladly pass out my business cards and share my social media share my post on their social media page. They gladly do those things. So another factor that is contributing to the shift of hustlers out of the beauty industry and back into 9 to 5, economics. The economic downturn. There are of course, look, people always talking about eggs high. Yes, eggs are high. So service prices are rising. Some clients need to extend time in between services, or extend time in between appointments, or they are seeking more affordable alternatives. So they are no longer sacrificing as much as they used to, or they might not have the means to pay for a $500 hairstyle anymore. They might need a $250 hairstyle. So they're going to find somebody who does great work for $250 versus you. Now, the way to keep people with you regardless of economic downturn, you got to take care of your clients. You have to deliver an experience that is worth them staying, that is worth them deciding, hey, okay, I'm going to have to rearrange it like this in order to keep coming to my appointments. You have to be flexible with your clients. So that way, hey, with flexible, emotionally stable, and you also have to be in a place where you're open. Regardless of what they say, you have to be open. And I have a wholehearted belief that when a client leaves me, they leave me on a good note. And when they leave me, when one leaves, two come in their place, so that I never lack. That's my other belief. I don't lack anything. I don't lack clients. I don't lack money. I don't lack anything. And I don't. I'm well taken care of. Absolutely well taken care of. But I'm well taken care of because I take great care of my people. I take great care of my clients. If they need to reschedule, if they can't come as often as they used to, if they need to, most of my clients come every 2 weeks. But I have some that have reduced their appointments to one time out the month. Well, what that does is I look at it as a positive. I'm not taking a loss. It just opened up the door for a new client to come. Because I have people who have been trying to sit in my chair for months. Some of them have been trying to sit in my chair for years. And it just doesn't, our schedules just don't align. But that does not mean that they can never come sit in my chair. It's almost like a game of double dutch. You just got to get in where you fit in. You got to jump in and roll with it. Oh, I love this. Okay, hold on. Mm-hmm. All right, sorry about that. Yeah, I took a pause for the calls because I had some interesting comments. No problem with blocking people and reporting them. No problem at all. I don't know where I was. But the next topic of discussion, another contributing factor to the shift of hustlers out of the hair industry, out of the beauty industry, like I said, is post pandemic lifestyle changes. People, a lot of people are remote workers, or their daily routine has been altered. So some people that were remote workers once upon a time are actually back in the office. So they can't come in the middle of the day like they once did. Like I have clients that will come and sit in my chair and they're at work, but they are remote workers. They have a work from home job. So they come in with their laptop and they work while they're sitting in my chair. And I gladly accept them. I gladly make sure that they have what they need. I have plants in my shop, so I have a couple of plant stands. I'll take a plant off a plant stand and make sure they got somewhere to sit their laptop so that way they are readily available for work. And I am still doing that here. Okay? Because they got to get paid and I got to get paid. If I got to make sure that they are comfortable and able to work so that they can pay me, I am going to do that. I always tell people you have to make it easy for people to pay you. And if that means you have to be accommodating for those who work from home to come be able to come in and work from your Wi-Fi, to be able to work from your mobile hotspot, to be able to log in, do so. Now you can't just bend and break for everybody and everything, but you can make some accommodations for clients. Absolutely. Now, what I will tell you, even though people are exiting the beauty industry right now to go back to 9 to 5, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor, statistics project a 7% growth in employment for hairstylists, barbers, and cosmetologists between 2023 to 2033. Okay, so despite these people leaving, there is still a demand for hairstylists because you have to remember there are going to be people, regardless of if people are actually leaving the industry because they were not built for this. There are people who are retiring every day, just like with any other industry. There are people who are retiring. There are people who are going on to glory, and you have to account for those people. But like I said, that low point of entry, being a hairstylist is always going to be. I feel like there's always going to be growth in this field because there's that low point of entry. And because a lot of people know how to do a little something, so they are always going to hustle on the side. Yeah, I do hair on the side. On the side of what? They 9 to 5. Do hair on the side of being a full-time stay-at-home mom. Yeah, I do hair occasionally. I do hair for my friends. I do hair when I want to make a little extra money. I've heard that plenty of times. But in order to build your business so that it lasts in this industry, you have to start embodying a hairstylist. And when you embody a hairstylist, there are several factors that you're going to need in order to embody a hairstylist. You got to. There are several things you're going to need to embody a hairstylist. First and foremost, I'll say you're going to need, in order to embody a hairstylist, you're going to need the mindset of a hairstylist. So you're actually going to need to, your mindset is going to need to shift from being an employee to being a CEO. A CEO. Because as a CEO, you run stuff. You are taking the lead on everything because it's your business. So you got to make sure you have strategies and systems in place that are going to support your business. And I heard somebody say at night, you have to be a CEO and write out everything that you need to do or the 6 most important things that you need to do for the day. And then in the daytime, you become the employee to execute those things. So as your mindset has to be that you are the one in charge, and your mind, you are the one in charge. You are the CEO, you are the employee, you are the marketing specialist, you are the shampoo tech, you are the some people, you are tech support. Like, you have to be all of the things, and but you have to have a mindset that says, I can do this. You can't go in with embodying a hairstylist. You can't just go in and say, I'm gonna do hair and just do hair, because you're gonna be in a you're gonna be on the track for burnout. Absolutely. You gotta believe that your services are worth full price, not just some of them, not just a discount here and there. Like, you can't play small when you embody a hairstylist. You can't play small at all. And you actually have to prioritize your peace over people pleasing. And I will tell you, it is so easy to become a people pleaser as a hairstylist, because you are literally servicing a client and making sure that they are satisfied. Well, you can end up attracting the wrong type of clients that will nitpick and pull on your heartstrings and manipulate you into doing things that you weren't even going to do if you don't have those boundaries in place. So you got to have a mindset, a CEO mindset, in order to embody a hairstylist. Okay. And another thing that you're going to need in order to embody a hairstylist, you're going to need a client experience, baby. You are going to need a client experience that is going to blow the socks off of your people. So if you've ever been online on social media, I'm sure you have come across videos where there are people who fly in to get their hair done. Like, they'll take a round trip flight in a day just to get their hair done because of the experience that hairstylist gives. Now, I can't say that I have had anybody fly in, but I have had some people drive in. Okay, I think the furthest that somebody has come was from Orlando, and I'm in Albany, so that's like a 4.5, almost 5 hour trip that they've come to sit in my chair. Yep. But on a regular monthly basis, I have clients who drive anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and a half to come sit in my chair. And I respect their time. And I'm grateful that they literally got on the road past everybody, all the hairstylists in their city, past all the hairstylists between their hometown and where I live, to come sit in my chair. But that means that I have an amazing client experience where my space is clean, it's calming, it's consistent. I have clients who get in my chair and they fall asleep every single time. I got this one client, she has fallen asleep in my chair for every appointment she's ever had with me. And she's been coming to me for about 3 years now. She's gonna fall asleep every time. Welcome to the live. If you're new here, I am Coco, your client centricity coach, and I help experienced hairstylists uh, increase their client retention rates without hustling. And tonight we are talking about this mass exodus of hairstylists. I want you to clock the clock out. Okay, they are clocking out of the salon and clocking into the 9 to 5s. All right. And we're talking about right now, we're talking about how you can, what you can do to embody a hairstylist so that you don't get caught up in the mass exodus of this, of what's going on right now, of this shift that's happening right now. So another thing that you're going to need when embodying a hairstylist is you're going to need booking and boundaries. Those two things, booking and boundaries. Okay. Booking and boundaries. So that means you're going to need to use a professional booking system that has policies in place so that you all can be on the same page. You can have a meeting of the minds. If you're new here, be sure to tap the screen, like this, live, share this live. All right. Be sure to comment as well where you're from. If you're a hairstylist, I want to link up with you. Be sure to follow me. Let's connect so that way you can be in on all of my content when I post it. All right. So you need a professional booking website with policies. You're going to need clients who respect your time, your energy, and your process. But you're also going to have to do that for your clients as well. You're going to have to respect your clients' time. That means you need to be punctual. You also need to respect your client's energy. If your energy is off and you're touching their head, that's their crown. You can't go in with funky energy and touching on people and thinking you're gonna do their hair and or give them a service. It's not gonna work out well because you can transfer energy that way, and vice versa. So if your clients come in and their energy is funky, baby, do some breathing exercises with them to calm them down. Do some breathing exercises to calm yourself down before your client even gets there, so that way you're not transferring funky energy into your client. Be sure to have a system that allows you to rebook your clients before they leave your chair. So that way you're not relying on new clients every single time. You're starting to build that clientele. You can't build a clientele if you're not retaining anybody. Okay? And you're also going to have to fire misaligned clients. So people who come and sit in your chair and they don't know you, they are not your ideal client, and every time, let me give you a prime example. Every time this particular client comes, I'm here. I was like, I don't know what that was. Be sure to tap the screen. Let's get up to 500. Let's get up to 500 likes. So, um, you gotta fire misaligned clients as well. You can't just keep people who are not your ideal clients. They're not people who you want to service. A prime example of this, they are clients that are, every time they get ready to come, every time you see their name on your books, you are huffing and puffing. You are like, you really are taking a deep sigh. You got a woo-saw before they even come in because you know that they are going to be a lot. You know they're going to be over the top. You know that this is just going to be too much for you. Those are misaligned clients. Those that you just regret even saying yes to, those clients, you're going to have to fire them. And you're going to have to replace them with your dream client. So then you got to know who your dream client is. What does your dream client do for a living? What's their lifestyle like? What's their ideal hairstyle? How often do they come in? Like things like that. You got to know who your dream clients are so you can know who your dream clients are not. And when you know who your dream clients are not, you can weed out the foolishness. All right. Thank you for these likes. Thank you for these likes. Keep tapping the screen, y'all. Let's get up to 1,000. We're real close. Um, and then you also with your booking and your boundaries, this one goes hand booking and boundaries go hand in hand with this. Your client, I mean not your client, your calendar reflects your desired lifestyle, not just your availability. And listen, y'all, it took me years to get here. Years to get here because I have been a recovering people pleaser, okay? So I was giving away all of my time. I was taking care of everybody, making sure everybody had what they needed, and I wasn't doing what I needed for me. And I will say that I got knocked on my tail back in 2023 when I broke my ankle, and I didn't have a choice but to take care of myself. Because nobody, what I will tell you is, as a hairstylist or as a person in general, nobody is going to take care of you the way that you can take care of you. The way, because you know what's going on with you on the inside and the outside. You feel it before anybody can see it. So you gotta have those boundaries that if you wanna drop your kid off at school every morning and pick your kid up from school every afternoon, you are going to have to make the sacrifice. Love yourself enough to make that schedule to where you can do that. If you don't want to work weekends, you're gonna have to make your schedule to where you don't work weekends. And see, I'm a hairstylist. I no longer work weekends. I work 4 days out the week, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Now, granted, we will go over that 7 p.m. sometimes, but I'm only working 4 days out of the week. That's it. Tuesday through Friday. You won't see me on a Saturday because I like waking up on a Saturday morning and opening my curtains and letting the sun shine in and going outside, listening to the birds. Getting up, so, getting up slow. Like I was getting up once upon a time, I was getting up at crack of dawn 30, getting my kid to school at crack of dawn 30 so I can be at the salon at 8 o'clock on the dot and work from 8 a.m. to like 10 p.m. I would I would have a break in there where I would go and pick my daughter up from school and we'll come back to the salon and I'll service one or two more clients after I go and service after I already service one or two clients in the daytime. And see, I am a natural hair specialist. So it takes me for what I do for my clients and how I customize their hair services from the time they walk in until the time they leave is usually about a 3 hour time period. Well, if I'm doing 4 or 5 clients in a day for 3 hours per client, guess what? I'm using 15 hours. 12 to 15 hours out of my day is going towards clients. Well, that was for me, that was self-sacrificing behavior because I needed time to rest. I needed time to reset. I needed to spend time with my daughter. I needed to spend time with my husband. And that just was not working. So I did that until it just was not working anymore. And I changed. Well, actually, my schedule changed after I returned to the salon after breaking my ankle. So, what I will tell you is, I was able to create hard boundaries. My clients knew, hey, she's just returning. Be easy with her. She's not going to go at full speed like she once did. She's not going to do all these clients in a day like she once did. So, for the longest I was in the beginning when I returned, so it was this time last year that I returned, I was doing one or two clients a day, and that was it because I knew I had to get my body readjusted to standing again because I had to get new equipment put in my to get my ankle back together. So I couldn't work at the capacity that I once did, and my clients understood. And when I tell y'all, when I returned to the salon, I had an 87% client retention rate when I returned to the salon. 87%. After being gone for 3 months, 90 days, I was out. 87% of my clientele returned to me. And those that could not return or chose not to return, I understood. Now, granted, some of them I was glad they didn't return because they was working on my last nerve. They was gonna get fired. They was gonna get fired upon my return. So another area that you need in order to embody a hairstylist, you need money and you need marketing. I just said I'm a natural hair specialist. You need to know your niche. Niche, whatever, however you pronounce it, you need to know it. You need to have an area of focus. My mentor, Ray Mentorgano, shout out to Ray Boogie, he always tells us that specialists make more money. When you specialize in a thing, you can make more money because you can focus on that one thing. So for me, I don't worry about weave. I don't worry about relaxers. I don't worry about braids. I don't worry about wigs. I don't worry about units and quick weaves. And I do natural hair. Natural hair is my niche. It's my area of focus. So the natural braids, twists, finger coils, comb coils, locks, lock styling, that's my jam. I could do that all day. I be in the salon just vibing, going off vibes. That's my thing. Because that thing speaks to my dream client. My dream client comes in every 2 weeks. They don't necessarily come in every week. They don't come in once a month. I need to see you every 2 weeks. That's my dream client. And also, with marketing and money, you need to know that social media isn't just pretty. It's positioned for profit. So you got to put yourself out there online. How did I build my clientele? I put myself out there online. I posted pictures. I posted videos. I also passed out business cards. I also utilized my clients to pass out business cards. I also have a referral program. I also offer salon memberships. All of those things go into marketing and into money. You have to regularly promote your services and your offers, and you got to do it with confidence. You can't just be hey, I do hair, and sometimes would you like a card? You got to bust out. Hey, my name is Courtney. I'm a client centricity coach. I support hairstylists. Hey, Taco Bell. I support hairstylists and experienced hairstylists in making sure that they increase their client retention rates without hustling. I need for you to go ahead, scan this QR code, sign up for my email list. I need for y'all on this live right now to go to the link in my bio and go, hey, make sure you tap in the screen. Okay, tap the screen, show me some love. I need for y'all to go to the link in my bio. That's my YouTube page. There's a link. So because I don't have that magic number of 1,000 followers yet. So if you're on here, be sure to follow me. Because thank you, honey. Thank you for these likes. Thank you for these shares. When I get to that magic number of 1,000, y'all will see my Stand Store link in my bio. But for right now, you got to go to my YouTube page to get to my Stand Store link. Not a problem. Go over there. I have some free resources that you can sign up for if you're a hairstylist. If you know a hairstylist, share my Stand Store link with them. Let them know I'm here to help. All right? But you got to do that. You see how I just did that with confidence? You got to do it with confidence. You got to promote yourself with confidence. And then the other thing, you gotta track. A track number grows. Okay, I learned that in my MK life. A track number grows. So you gotta track your income. You gotta track your expenses. You gotta track your profit margins monthly. You gotta track your clients and how often they come. You gotta track everything in order to see growth. You gotta track every single thing in order to see growth. And then you also get to track, when you're tracking your expenses, you get to see if you hit your goal, if you missed your goal. And if you hit your goal, excellent. If you miss your goal, excellent. Because guess what? There's still room for growth. When you're an entrepreneur, there is no glass ceiling. The sky is the limit, baby. You can go to Mars. All right. Excuse me. You can go to Mars if you want to. Now, you also, to embody a hairstylist, you need retention and your reputation. Woo! Retention and your reputation. You need clients to rebook before they leave. You need clients to give you referrals without you begging, without you bribing them. You need to upsell to be able to ease through appointments by upselling and adding on treatments and adding on retail and adding on trims, those things that are going to make the client reach their hair goals. You need to be able to upsell. All right. You need to be known, like I said, known for something specific or something that is well sought after. In my community, there are not a whole lot of hairstylists that are doing natural hair, that are servicing natural hair clients, specifically natural hair clients who have type 4 hair. They're not servicing those people. They always just want to do a silk press. They always want to straighten it. They always want to, well, you got too much hair. Mm-mm. You got a bunch of hair? Come see me. You got a bunch of natural hair? Come see me. I love the kinkier the hair, the better. I absolutely love it. When I put relaxed hair in my hand, it does not feel well. It feels good to me. It feels like slime. It feels like putty. Nothing against the girls with relaxers. Go off. Do you. But that's just not my zhuzh. That's not my thing. I have not done a relaxer in I probably hadn't done a relaxer in 9, almost 10 years. It is what it is. That's what I chose to do. And see, my business sustains me even in those seasons. I like Braxton. Okay, that's a nice name. My business sustains me even during those seasons where I see changes in my clientele. I don't subscribe to ever having a slow season. I have changes in my clientele. Because if you say it's a slow season, it's going to be a slow season. When I was saying, and I used to say this, oh, it's a slow season. It's summertime. It's a slow season. People ain't getting their hair done like that. People going in braids. Actually, since I started only doing natural hair, solely doing natural hair, didn't have a slow season because I narrowed my focus and honed in on it. There is no such thing as slow seasons in my book anymore. I have shifts uh in my business, in my clientele, and those are rare. Those are rare, absolutely rare. Don't have those anymore because I did what it takes. I did what it took to embody a hairstylist so that I don't have to lack, struggle, or suffer in order to take care of my family, in order to have the lifestyle that I have. Now, the last thing that you're going to need in order to embody a hairstylist, you're going to need energy. The other thing, two things that matter: energy and environment. Baby, I don't dread going to work. I look forward to it. It's a beautiful thing. I wake up every morning. I have slow wake ups. And what I mean by that is I don't have to run to go and get ready for work because my salon day starts at 10. Yes, I have to get my daughter up for school, but I get her up, I take her to school, and I have a 2 hour window. I have a 2 hour window between me doing yeah, I don't know what that guy was talking about. We just gonna do one of those and right there. Okay. I have a 2 hour window between me dropping my daughter off at school and me having to see my first client. So then I can relax and do a soft opening of my salon. Make sure I can do all the things. Make sure I come in, make sure the restroom is good, and make sure that the okay. That's what people do this time of night. Cool. Yeah. I can go into the building, and because I have a salon suite, so I'm in a building with other hairstylists, I go in and I make sure those common areas are clean. I go in, I make sure the music is turned on. Make sure that I have the supplies I need for the day. I can go ahead and pull those out. I'm not rushing. So that's why I don't dread going to work. I look forward to it. Like I said, I design my schedule around my life, not the other way around. I know for me, I want to drop my daughter off at school every day, and I want to pick her up every day. So I design my schedule around that. And if I need support, my husband is there to support me. Go ahead and block this account. So I've made my schedule around my lifestyle. So that way I don't have to choose whether or not I'm going to be a mom or I'm going to be a hairstylist. I get to do both. I get to choose if I want. I've gone through my schedule and look at my dates months in advance to know when I want to take off. So that way I can open my schedule on the first day of the month and it's open up for 8 weeks out. My clients don't have to wait week by week for me to open the calendar. I open my calendar for 8 weeks at a time. So on the first of April, May will open, but that means April and May will be open. So there's 8 weeks that are open because I work with clients. My ideal client knows her schedule in advance and she schedules appointments on my booking website without my assistance. That's my ideal client. And so, even as a solo hairstylist, I feel supported because I support myself. I enlist the help of those around me. When I need help, I learn to open my mouth. And it took me a long time to open my mouth to say I needed help. A long time. And some days I still struggle with that because I don't know exactly what I need help with some days. Or some days I can do it. I'm fully capable of doing it, but I have to love myself enough to say that's not within your capacity right now. You need to hand that off to somebody else. And see, when I get the paycheck of the heart, where my clients tell me I make them feel different, not just look different, like the transition, the transformation that I give my clients from the time they walk in, and they might walk in with a scarf on, feeling not so pretty, to the point where they walk out and they like, hey, I gotta go to Target, I gotta go to Walmart, somebody gotta see me, I gotta get a couple compliments before I make it to the house because somebody got to see all of this. I love that transition. That's a paycheck of the heart. I mean, they gonna pay me for their service, but that's a paycheck of the heart. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I built a business that I'm proud of and it's on my terms. And I love the fact that there is always room for growth. Always room for growth in my business. I'm in the process of growing now because I got other goals, other dreams. So if you find yourself as a hairstylist, if you find yourself in this season where you're seeing changes in your clientele, I'm here to support you. I want you to know that I have some free resources that are here to support you, and I have some paid resources that I can support you with. So I have a free masterclass you can sign up for. I'm hosting it next Monday. It is called Cultivate Your Clientele, and that is where we're going to break down the client experience that you need to have, what you need in your client experience to cultivate the clientele that you desire, the clientele of your dreams. All right, we're going to talk about that and cultivate your clientele. But also, I have an email freebie on how to thrive in the next 30 days. Some things that you can do within the next 30 days that will send your business to higher heights and make you dream again. All right. And then I also have some classes where, or some offers where you can invest in, and one is called First Impressions, the booking site audit. Okay. I am doing booking website audits. So I have experience, or I've seen clients talk online about how people's booking websites are not the most user friendly. They are not inviting. They are very off-putting with the font and the letters and the underscore and the yelling and the policies, and they are just very off-putting. And I have been on some booking websites that were very off-putting, and I just immediately clicked off of them. It's like when I see the red font, I'm clicking off of them. This is not the Bible, baby. You're not. Don't worry about it. I'm not. And the thing is, I'm not gonna argue with somebody to take my money. I'm gonna just go find somebody else. So if I'm like that, looking for services, and I'm a service provider, I already know your potential clients are the same way. They are just like, nope, I'm not doing this. Absolutely not. I'm not going through this. I'm clicking off this page. So if you have a booking website and you feel like your clients, your potential clients aren't booking, they just looking, you might need a booking website audit. And I will give you um, I'll go through your booking website. I'll give you some suggestions. I'll give you a video of what you can, me going through your website and what you can make changes to. And then I'll give you what my recommendations are. And if you go ahead and sign up for a booking website audit this week, I will give you a free PDF guide on everything that you need to change in your um, on your booking website. Well, actually, no, your PDF, your freebie, or the what will be included this week, because this is booking audit promo week. You'll get a bonus booking policy rewrite template. So it will help you rewrite your booking policy so that way they are more digestible for your clients or for your potential clients. All right. And then also I have the strategic stylist coaching sessions. And that's where we go into your business strategy, your salon business strategy, one-on-one experience where we can go in and we can go in there and take a deep dive and make changes where they need to be where we need to make changes to improve your business. So we'll walk through from your booking, because your first impression is your booking website, all the way through your appointment. So that way we can see what changes need to be made, what areas you are thriving in, and what areas that you need some help in, and we'll make those adjustments so that your business can take off like you need it to in 2025. Because we're getting ready to close Q1, the first quarter of the year, and if you have not met your income goals, you have not met your client retention goals, that's something we can discuss in your strategic stylist session. So be sure, if you're not following me, go ahead and follow me from this live. If also go ahead and go to my profile, click that link that's in my profile, and then click the link that's on that profile, because once I get to the 1,000 followers and subscribers, then I'll be able to put my stand store link on this page. But for right now, click that link and then click the link on the next page, okay? And be able to access my stand store, so that way you can get access to these free resources as well as the paid resources. If you now it's time Do you have any questions, comments, concerns about anything we talked about tonight? While I reapply my lip gloss, because I have talked it off my face. Any questions, comments, concerns? I'll stay on for a little bit longer. Thank you for following. Thank y'all so much for following. Be sure if you did not like this live, go ahead and tap the screen to like this live. We're almost at 2.5K. Let's get up there. Let's get up there. Let's get up there. So I just want y'all to know, if your hairstylist is no longer in business, if she has decided to go back to a 9 to 5, there's a shift happening for those who are hustling, who decided they've been deciding to go back to the 9 to 5, and then those who are built for this, you got to embody the hairstylist. Otherwise, you will be going back to clock into the 9 to 5 as well. Okay. And I will tell you, I have been, when I first started my business, I was a 9 to 5 girly that was hustling hair on the side. And 8 years ago, almost 8 years ago, I took a leap of faith and I went out there and became a full-time hairstylist. And only one time since I was a full-time hairstylist did I ever go back and step into a 9 to 5, and that was for just 3 months. It was long enough for me to make the extra money to pay my car off. And thank y'all for giving me the 2.5K. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was just enough for me to pay my car off. I paid my car off and I left them people. Because what I was making at that 9 to 5 was the same thing I was making on a weekly basis in my salon. So it was no point in me even doing both. I'm losing clients, or I'm not able to service clients during the day because I'm over here at this job that was paying me the same thing I was doing over here at the salon. I'm like, if I just dug in a little deeper, I could make even more. So I left that 9 to 5. And that was in 2019. So about this time, 6 years ago, about this time 6 years ago, I left that 9 to 5, and I have not looked back. Have not looked back. And here I am now. Yes, I'm a natural hairstylist, but also now I am able to use what I've learned in the last 11 years of my career to teach other hairstylists what I've done to be successful and to grow my business. I'm able to branch out and be a mentor, because in this business, that is one thing that is needed that is not available. It is limited availability on mentors. So I am choosing to step into the role to mentor other hairstylists. And I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. Listen, y'all, my DMs are open. If you don't want to ask your question here, feel free to DM me so that we can chat privately. Um, be sure, like I said, to sign up for my free resources, and know that there are some paid resources that will get you some one-on-one experience with me. All right. Thank y'all so much for joining the live tonight. I have absolutely enjoyed sharing with you all. I can't wait to chat with y'all tomorrow. Bye.